All right. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. Looking sexy as hell as usual. Nobody, I can't even remember the line. It's too early in the morning. I slept in super late, guys. So I thought, let's sit down, let's get a coffee chat going. Did I even remember to put it on public? I don't know. Let me find out. Are we public? I forgot how to even tell. Yeah, we're public. So hopefully, there we go. Finally getting some people in. So thought I would sit down, drink some coffee, checking on my messages. I was kind of in bed, way back and forth for a bit. This is my first cup, so I am not fully with the world. But thought I would chat with y'all. So I see Jeffrey replied. Jeffrey replied to my thing, and that's okay, man. It sounds like the brother's struggling to come to terms with the fact that he knows the test life is the best life. You know what you want to do. He feels personally insulted, feels a need to hurl other personal insults. There's no need for that, guys. Man, we're all in the testosterone brotherhood. No need for that. Maybe dude E2 is out of range, man. He's gonna get some blood stuff. All right. That's the thing though with these people, they get so they act like it's some insult. It's like, dude, you're all on gear, man. Just admit it. Like, we're about to be 2025. Like testosterone is mainstream in the public at this point. I mean, everyone's using Ozempic. Everyone's getting, all these women are getting growth hormone to tighten their skin and look younger. Prescription. Everybody I know out there goes to the doctor and gets testosterone. Everyone middle class and up. Like if you don't, you're probably poor at this point. I don't know. Everybody I know goes to a doctor and gets tested. I'm talking non-lifters, some people who barely work out. So I mean, dude, this is about to be 2025. Like, just drop the whole natty bullshit. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Not even a thing anymore. Like, it really is. It's just weird and quick. Yeah, Antonio, did you see my reply? I gave him a little pop back. I'm still waking up. This is literally my first cup. I slept in. My body really needs to sleep lately. Now go take a peek. I saw that he did that, man. The dude, like I said, I think he needs to get his bloods done. He needs to get his bloods done. His E2's out of range or something. He's a little irritable, a little cranky. So, Betty, can you reach a 315 incline? I'm gonna reach it. So, what have we seen me do already? Last month or so, a little more, right? I've hit 225 for 10 paused, hit 275 for 2 paused. This week I did 245 for 7, all paused, right? For my top sets. So I'm going to get that 315. And it's 45 degrees. So it's not just that I want to incline 315. I've hit it on a low incline before. I want that 45-degree full 1 second pause. Okay, that's the goal for the incline. That's what I want to get. But I'm going to get there with all that rep work. It's kind of like, so I hit the 245 for 7. Like, I want to see if I can get maybe 255 for 6 to 8. We just build it up. Would you say the overhead press is the best shoulder builder? Not necessarily. No, I don't think that it is. If I had to pick one exercise, I might consider like an upright row, maybe. But I do overhead pressing. I mean, I did 3 sets of standing press this week. I'm almost debating if I really need to do the 2 shoulder days. I'm worried it's going to beat my shoulders up, honestly. I might need to just go back to doing an arm day, like a bicep and forearm day, 6 day every week. As a coach, I'm a little worried. It's like I know I could use the extra shoulder, but I'm getting a lot of shoulder work on my shoulder days. I've got Revival Fitness on my list. or no, for my things. I'm going to be doing a bunch of them, dude. I'm going to do like 20 or 30 of those natty or nots. Okay. So people gave me names that they would like for me to cover. So I'm gonna do. We already know her back is on natty, but does he even have an outreach? Her Soviet. Yeah. Her Soviet. All right. Who is actually a neo-Nazi? People accuse me of that, but he actually is the real deal. That's kind of the crazy part. I get falsely accused of that shit. He actually is legitimately like into the esoteric side of all that. All right. I think incline bench is better for functional strength and athletic performance. I don't know about that. I don't know that it is better than the flat bench for that. Is it better maybe for things like punching a little bit because of the upward angle? Yeah, for striking, a lot to be said for it. But I don't know that it's necessarily more functional. I think incline bench is great for aesthetics, though. That's why I'm doing incline. I mean, one incline will bring your bench up. It is a phenomenal bench press accessory, depending on where you stick. Number two, man, just the aesthetics. And I need to be more aesthetic, right? I did powerlifting for years and years and years and years. Now I actually want to keep working on looking good. So that's why we're doing all the arm work, all the biceps. But incline bench, and I think most people agree with that who've lifted long enough. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for incline pressing in general in aesthetics. So I do flat and dumbbell every week right now. Kind of double down on that. All right. Because it kind of, if you want that look, man, that upper chest and the front delt tight ends brings a lot to the table. But we also have to question, is that functional? Hell yeah, it's functional. I mean, so is overhead. So putting a pretty good focus on both incline and overhead, I think it's definitely functional for certain combat sports and things. Or anything where you got to push, or even, American football, you have to push somebody at that angle. But definitely boxing, striking, I think it's very functional. I mean, obviously it doesn't replace actual skill, So I hate it when you say that, you try to explain this to people for sports specific carryover. They're like, well, it doesn't mean anything if you don't have skill. And it's like, well, no shit. You got to wonder, though, when people say that, when you try to explain this, because I do coach fighters, right? You do got to wonder how fucking stupid they are to actually feel the need to make that statement. You're going to tell a coach who's talking about sport-specific carryover to a sport, and they're like, well, it doesn't mean anything without skill. Well, it's like, yeah, no fucking shit. Because I've had people do that to me, and I'm just like, I'm talking about coaching actual fighters, not talking about coaching your mom. Like, all right, seriously. Coach, you believe your fresh nemesis is Natty? He's not my nemesis. I don't even know the guy. I've never had interactions with him. So, all right, Stefan, that's not how it works. Because someone makes stuff about you doesn't make you their nemesis. He's just a fucking loser with a fake French accent who tells lies about people. That's it. How's he my nemesis? Done. Jesus Christ. I thought Wayne Norton was my art nemesis. Let's keep it to someone worthy of being an art nemesis. I mean, didn't everyone understand forever? Wayne Norton was my nemesis. Right? That's a worthwhile opponent. I mean, my art nemesis is an evil doctor who shares the exact same birthday as me. Right? That's a nemesis. understand the difference. Yes, you guys are right. The old Blaha's back, man. I'm done with this nice guy trying to be polite to everyone. I'm just done with it. I did it for years and years and years and years. People still hated me no matter how respectful I tried to be and how much I tried to just be a good person. People hated me anyways. So now I'm just going to treat this industry the way it needs to be treated, the way it's earned. All right. Dumb question. What do you think? It's fake. Lane and I will probably never be friends, dude. Like, I bury the hatchet. I don't know what that even means. Meaning, do we just not talk to each other or about each other? That would probably be about as best we would get. Do you know Dane Miller from Garage Strength? No, I don't know him. Really, Lane literally mentioned me this year in a Instagram post by name. So I think that I am on his mind. And I issued a very polite response. Bodybuilding is a death cult. Your realest video ever it is. Jason, one word question. John Cena is natty or not? Betty, I'm disappointed that you even need to ask. Like, is that even any question about that? Antonio, I don't get those people because Antonio, it's a long story, but yeah, I got targeted because of that. Supplement companies literally did pay originally a group of trolls to start all that, and then a cult of real believers spawned out of that who just latched on from certain cyber stalking groups, and then they created their own whole legend. So the original haters I had were actually paid trolls, but that created a true believer cult that just lived on. It literally just is obsessed with hating on me. They've created their own entire legacy, their entire crazy backstory that's not really based on reality. So they've created an effigy of me. Medi, bro, I'm gonna try not to insult you. You have a guy who was obviously a heavy drug user for years and years and years and fucking years with no possibility of being natural. And you just asked me that when I said it should be obvious. Because the only person it's obvious they're natural is 140 pounds. Like, that's the only, like, someone who does not look like they lift at all is usually the only person you can say with certainty that they're natural. So, but there are people who it's very obvious they can't be. Because keep in mind, plenty of steroid users look like they joined the gym 3 months ago. That's extremely common. It's more common than you would realize when you start talking to people about what they take. Bandito's training zone coach, how can we train for power doing the bench press? I don't understand your question anymore. I mean, if you want to use specifically the bench press itself as a power training tool, speed bench with bands. Coach, how can we train for Alan throw Maddie or not? That's one idea I would need to really, that would be a detailed video. And as much as it pains me to say that anyone who is an influencer might be natural, because that's rare, Alan Thrall might actually be. How's that? That's really a long, detailed video in and of itself, I guess. Lars, what the fuck do you mean a special needs? No. Read this clown. Are you and Martin Burke the only real guys in this? No, I don't know about that. There's lots of real guys out there. Doesn't mean they're always likable. I mean, Paul Carter's real. That doesn't mean he's a likable person. And, you know, so what are you looking for as real? People who just don't bullshit you? Cliff says, Coach, I want to lose 10 to 12 pounds to get comfortable body fat, about 13%. Once I get there, I'll recomp maintain, but what rate deficit as slowly as possible? Like a pound or 2 pounds a month, maybe? If you want to make gains. Cliff, what do I tell you guys? You should be recomping all the time. You should be gaining muscle while you cut. Should do one on 5-5 Fitness, maybe. She got a big enough following to be worth the discussion. Let's add it to the list. I'll check it out. I've already got like 10 or 12 people, by the way, people requested. But you think Martin was a controversial guy who was also ripped off like you were? You and Martin got dropped gold nuggets for little profit. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't say little profit. I made decent money with all of it, but it was never like what other people were making. I mean, Reddish, let's be fair. I did have some $50,000 YouTube years to where YouTube actually paid that much. But there's a reason I coach. It's objectively been more profitable. Anybody's already on the list. Like, I love Martin's diet advice. Like I said, I don't always like all the minimalist training Martin had, but it will work. Right? It will work, depending upon the goals. But then you start seeing injuries he has and other stuff. Something to consider. But that's also going to be, there's other factors involved with that. But his advice for getting ripped is amazing, right? And it will work every time. It's almost like if you follow Martin's diet advice, you will eventually get ripped no matter what you do. It's almost invariable. It's almost unavoidable. Oh, Cliff, but by cutting, you should still cut slow. You see what I mean? So you're misunderstanding. When I tell you guys to cut slow and still gain muscle, it doesn't mean don't cut. What I'm saying is you should always be thinking about, you should be gaining muscle all the time if you're going to be smart about it. Yeah, GVS already done popped off in my comments. I should unban some of these guys. I should unban some of these guys when I call them out if I need to. Just so that they can come in the comments and rant. I think that might be. I need to figure out how to find and unban certain ones. Morning, Coach. Good morning, Edu. Thoughts on Velcro? No, dude. Unban is. I might need to do that. Yeah. GVS can only squat one half time. What? Shut up. Dude. You serious, man? I'm over here box squatting 500 on a 12-inch box 2 weeks in a row. Sexy, it's not even about sensitive. It's about, I just don't want trolling shit in my business. Like this is my business, right? So it's like if someone is showing up in a business at your company and you own it, and the people are on the advertising out in the yard, trying to put up signs calling you a cuckold or whatever crazy, stupid shit, are you going to call the police and get them off your lawn? Does that make you sensitive? It's like, no, dude, this is my business. It's not about being sensitive. Like they're at my place of business saying crazy stuff about me and insulting me. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. How's your friend? Callie's probably, looks like he's on death's door. Matt says, Jason Logan, you're a savage going in on these clowns with no loop. I mean, it's time to do that, dude. I mean, what do they really have on me? A bunch of fake stories and nonsense they've made up, and then the fake Merc thing. We're at 2025. That's 10 years ago. I apologized years ago, explained it years ago. 10 years ago. That's all they had. Oh, you made some snafus 10 years ago. Do you apologize for it? It went badly. It didn't actually hurt anybody. Did nothing but embarrass yourself. Yeah, and I said that. I mean, you don't have anything else there on that. When a person gets up and says, yep, that was the stupidest, most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. I shouldn't have done it. Do you really have anything at that point? When they got up on camera and said that? It's like, yeah, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, a snafu. You don't know this term? Speak English? Habla inglés? Maybe not, I'm assuming not. So it's a slang term in America for kind of like a mistake you made. I made a snafu. Well, Radish, they drag personal life, but it's not real. A lot of it is not actually real stuff, or it's loosely based on real stuff. Does that make sense? So it's not really always my personal life. It's like, you guys are like really embellishing some things. All right. I mean, and that really is what it is. I mean, extreme embellishments. All right. So what's the line between an elite natty and moderate gear use? What do you mean? I mean, someone who is an elite natty with amazing genetics, you already know. Oh, yeah, the whole fake Merc thing. That's like the biggest thing people still throw at me from 2015. Dude, there's videos about it with millions of views. I don't, All right. But it's something I apologized for a long time ago. Said it was embarrassing, it was stupid, it was a bad idea. So what more? Not really, you don't have anything on someone with that. No, I'm not going to do the ammo loading. I'm not doing any of that, dude. Because that's not even all Blaha. Like, that's with mid-range Blaha. To me, that's not all Blaha. Keep in mind, I had a YouTube for years before that. All right. I have a totally better Spartan costume now. You guys saw it at that charity event. The steel helmet. All right. She says it was offered gear and he turned it down. Sure. Yeah, that's totally how it works, guys. Dude, ain't nobody ever turned down free gear. You could sell that stuff. Sell it or trade it. Or he's got bros who would want it. Let's be realistic here. He didn't do that. Even if he let's just get rid of this guy. All right. So what else we got? But yeah, I mean, what a ridiculous, what a ridiculous statement. You were offered gear and you turned it down. Dude, half all your friends use, even if you really didn't use gear, you'd be like, yeah, dude, thanks, man. I got some bros who'll love this. What sort of nonsense? You know, I'm morally opposed to it. You're in the lifting world. Shut up. I know, right? I complimented his arms even, man. And the dude came in, he got insulting, Antonio. His E2 is out of range, man. He needs to go get his bloods done. Brother needs to get his bloods done. That's what's going on. What would be so exactly? He would be flattered that Blaha called him a fake natty. If he was really natural, he'd be like, damn, man, I'd have made some gains. But instead, it's like, man, Blaha called me out. He is the OG, the original gangster of the fake natty call outs. This is not good. Because he already knows. All right. You can't ever say someone is a true natty. You could say, is it possible they might be natty? Basement bodybuilding, I might actually, because of the guy trains really hard. Like, let's be fair, I did check his stuff out, and his gains have been super, super, super slow. And he was already, when he was much smaller, he had a really horrible, terrible 315 bench that I would not. He's like, I didn't know you didn't really have a 315 bench, but he had a base, and he was still smaller, and then he bodybuilded his way up really, really slow, and he doesn't have that certain look, does he? You know. He might actually be. It's within the realm of believability. That doesn't mean someone is natural. Like, you don't declare someone natural unless they're 140 fucking pounds. Because then you're gonna look like a jackass when it turns out later they're on a gram test. All right. Because keep in mind, you're all short timers if you don't understand. There are guys at your gym who are $160 on a gram of testosterone right now. And if you go talk to them, they'll tell you. So, Mau being trained in gear for decades, never felt I needed an AI, no high blood pressure, no sensitivity. Dude, Mau, if you're on a gram test and you're getting none of those sides, then no, dude, you're good. You're good. I mean, I don't use an AI. I'm on 500 tests right now with no AI. Right? And I'm getting no side effects. So the soy protein shakes have the same effect on whey for breaking the fast to your appetite. Yeah, it should in theory. Matt says, are my comments showing? Yeah, they are. Wish says, how puny do you have to be on the gram test? Dude, I've seen them, especially when I was in the UK. Jason is 4 to 5 8-ounce cups of coffee with liquid creamer would be dangerous for health, heart, especially. The creamer might be the problem. Dude, drop the creamer, man. You don't need all that crap. Matt, you want me to do my Cali muscle voice? Banditos, what happened to it? That's a long story. I rebranded. Matt wants happy bud. What do you mean Cali muscle? Oh, you got Jason. Fleet flop, blue block. That Cali muscle. Remember, it's important to use the about every fourth and fifth word when you're imitating Chucky, because he's just that dumb. He's basically incapable of speaking. Yeah, he called me Jason, Fleet Blop, Bloop Blop, That's his name for me. Matt Barnes. Yeah, that's right. We're just going to make some happy blood with methamphetamine and maple syrup. And he goes, you and me 1 versus 1 in Houston. What do you mean a 1 versus 1? Fight you or something? I don't need to fight anybody. Man, I'm too old to get hit in the face, dude. Just saying. Bro. Come on now. You know what I mean? Callie must have done. Everybody knows he did G for P. We've all seen the photos. We've all seen it, unfortunately. Yeah, they do act like you've done that. Oh, we just take these BCAAs, take this, take that. Everything will be good. Does the heart issues from bodybuilding come directly from the gear? Now it's a whole combination. I mean, keeping in mind the cocktails of drugs, right? Yeah, the size issues, but keeping in mind how much stuff guys are using, and all the recreational drugs, the painkillers, everything else involved in bodybuilding. I mean, the example, Rich Piana didn't just use that death stack. And keep in mind, there was a lot, it wasn't just gear, it was all that insulin and stuff in there, right? But he also had an opiate addiction, right? I mean, that's a hell of a combination. All right. How real is this backward versus back thickness? You're talking about traps versus lats. So yeah, it's real. You know, Rich Piana used PMMA. He used collagen, right? That was collagen in his arms and shoulders. Like, it didn't even look like synthol. It was very clearly collagen. And his first wife told everybody. That she used to take him to get all the treatments, the collagen injections down in Mexico. All the time. He got tons and tons of them. It was over 100 different procedures. So it's not SEO, guys. That's collagen. Those people are all on the list, by the way. I need to add Ball Omni. He used to pretend to be a friend of mine, man, but then he flipped on me. All right. Used to be all up in my stuff, acting friendly, all my social media. Pandas, what are you on and on about? The midnight. I don't get it. All right, guys, this is running a little long. I got some other work to do. I'll do another one of these for y'all later. All right. Thoughts on what do you? I don't know if I want another round with Lane, honestly, man. That got a little stressful. I mean, he's already my heart nemesis. Coach, can we marry you? No, dude. Sorry, man. I don't even know you. You're proposing to me. All right, guys, I'm going to wind this down. So I hope it's been informative or at least entertaining. Matt, I saw your comment. Good, but I'm gonna wind this down. I got a few things. I got some stuff to get done, so I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.